and welcome to the live reaction to Memphis Wrestling episode 89. And I apologize that we didn't have a live reaction last week. We had not only the television show, but we had two live events at the same time. We were at Midtown Con on stage answering questions, and hopefully that video will be coming soon to this very YouTube channel. But then also we were out at an event with Stan the Man Bell, the bell ringer, out at the Memphis Chamber of Commerce. So that was a lot of fun. And so back this week, we had an awesome episode. We kind of turned the page a little bit here in the annals of Memphis wrestling, if you will. Hello, everybody. I am Dustin Starr. Let's talk Memphis wrestling, and let's talk about the stars of tomorrow. And while you guys are coming in, throw in your questions, your comments, your opinions, all that stuff. We'll talk about the episode in full. But real quick, I want to give a big shout out to all the local businesses, all the Ingomar baseball team, all the friends and family out in New Albany, Mississippi, and Ingomar Attendance Center and Ingomar baseball team. We had a fantastic event out there. Was able to raise thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for the baseball team. So shout out to everybody. Memphis Wrestling is thriving, stronger than ever, and the future is looking great with the stars of tomorrow. And by the way, those matches, Battle at the Ball Field with Ingomar baseball team, those will be available here very soon on this YouTube channel. But let's get into the stars of tomorrow. There's a couple of comments that came in. Steve says, good show, Dustin. Man, let me tell you, Alan Steele said that he was a big, proud Papa Bear. And this week is one of the proudest weeks that I've ever had professionally in any sort of business, especially the wrestling business, because with the season premiere of Young Rock on Friday night with Memphis Wrestling, our crew, athletes, friends and family all featured, our city featured, our wrestling rings, our head coaches, you name it. So for all of those guys and gals, big congratulations on the season premiere. There's a lot more of that to come. And then today, for the stars of tomorrow to air, these are our trainees from the Wrestle Center. Tim Bosby, fresh out of high school, #1 in the state of Tennessee in amateur wrestling. Unbelievable. Mackenzie Morgan, born and raised right here in Memphis, Tennessee, grew up a die-hard wrestling fan, and her dad took her to all the events. She cries during wrestling matches. So, I mean, the passion. Big John Dalton used to come and get my autograph in Amory, Mississippi, and all around the territory and everything. Friends with Buff Bagwell. I mean, they go to all the shows, been extra supportive, and then here they are doing big things on Memphis Wrestling. So I could not be prouder this week. Rob says, great show, lots of talent. That was their first matches, and I saw somebody say it in the live chat. Best first match I've ever seen. Well, that goes across the board. Those are some of the best first matches that I've ever seen in my life. And mind you, I've been a part of WWE Developmental. I've seen some of the athletes from the Nightmare Factory, and in comparison, these talented folks that were on this show, they are neck and neck with them. So you're going to see big things in the future. And they were on Young Rock as well. So this early in their career, to train under the tutelage of Alan Steele, Derek King, King Cobra, and myself, among others, obviously, Jonathan Gresham, Adam Priest, who else everybody that did seminars with us. So the sky is definitely the limit. But let's talk about the episode. Okay, so there's a couple of things that came in here. Steve says, I really enjoyed Steele on commentary. Hopefully you bring him on again to give his insight about his students. I have a feeling that's not the last time you'll see Alan Steele. But I don't expect to see Alan in some sort of full-time role or in a wrestling role of some kind. I don't see it. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That just means that I don't see it because he is focused on training the athletes of tomorrow. And I just noticed, hold on, time out real quick. I just noticed there's a big happy birthday behind me. It's Reese's birthday party day. So I thought it would be cool to post up right here where we're having the party. And he is 2, so of course he's too wild. I lost the bet on Too Cool. Maybe if Scotty Too Hottie was a little cooler, then we would have gone that route. Anyways, here we go. Rob says, so there is going to be a Stars of Tomorrow next week. Yes, there is a Stars of Tomorrow Part 2. Then after that, we kind of get back on track a little bit with Memphis Wrestling and some of the cast and characters that you've grown to love and see. but also it's Memphis Trios tournament season. So after Stars of Tomorrow Part 2 next week, headlined by Derek the King versus Big John Dalton, teacher versus student. After that is our Memphis Trios tournament. And on Sunday, November 13th, we're back live at the Wrestle Center, and that's where we're going to have our finals of the Memphis Trios tournament. And of course, that will lead us into what I've been calling Hardcore Holidays. And the announcement will be coming very soon on exactly what I mean by Hardcore Holidays. Okay. By the way, how was your birthday? It was depressing. I turned 40, but here we are. Rob says, the newbies look polished. You have worked them well. Absolutely. They have done extremely well in training. And that's not all of the Stars of Tomorrow. So we have a whole batch of up-and-coming stars coming. I mean, really, literally, and I'm not making this up, but literally every week we have new inquiries about joining the Wrestle Center. So very, very cool. Trent says, good show, bright future for the trainees. I agree 100%. Rob says, did you find out who the Thriller was? I have no idea. Lurvy says, hello, Dustin. Whose birthday? So much to talk about with the newcomers, such as the debut of Reverend Ash Taylor. Shades of Brother Ernest on Memphis Wrestling in 1988. Well, he will be inside the Wrestle Center next week on Memphis Wrestling. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Amen. And did he say reach deep down into your pockets? Anyways, we'll see Reverend Ash Taylor at the desk next week. I agree with you. It does. It's very Brother Ernest-like. Absolutely. Lurvy says 2 Dustins are worse than 1 on Memphis Wrestling. Klein and Case. That would be Justin's. Justin Klein and Justin Case. Yeah, Justin Klein reared his ugly head. But what about that match? Say Washington versus Tim Bosby. Off the hook. It's got to be one of those contenders for match of the year. I definitely think that's on the list. And of course, the triple threat for the Memphis Heritage Championship with Mike Anthony, Will Allday, and Tony Nese. That's got to be on the list. So that's 2. And if we've got 5, man, whew, it's going to be tough. But those are almost back-to-back tapings. So very good stuff inside the squared circle. Rob says the women's match was great. I hated to say Ray Collins getting beat up by the Hot Shots. They knew they were going to lose anyway. I believe you. I think Ray Collins was going to pick up the victory, but Adamas Vane has arrived. And that's not the last time you're going to see Adamas Vane. And also stay tuned to NBC Young Rock, and you're going to see even more of this guy. And of course, he started right here with the Memphis Wrestling Wrestle Center. If you guys or gals are interested, WrestleCenter901.com right now is the time to do it, obviously. The women's match was fantastic. Nyx, amazing in the ring. Mackenzie Morgan, future is so bright. She has to wear sunglasses inside. Rob says trios tourney, so the Stinker Horns will be back. I actually think you're right. I believe the Stinker Horns are back in 2 weeks. Destiny, she says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. Reese the Beast is turning 2 on the 10th, but today he's birthday party boy. Lurvy says Tim Bosby was impressive. His wrestling style reminded him of Kurt Angle, who was an Olympic wrestler before he went professional. Yes, Jason Jordan, Kurt Angle, Shelton Benjamin perhaps, just depending on what exactly the situation is. You'll see him in some up-and-coming matches, Tim Bosby, but just really good stuff. He's always going to be compared to a Kurt Angle or a Jason Jordan because he looks like those guys. And just wait until his body matures into what he's going to be as a man. And Tim Bosby, 18 years old. And Destiny sending 1999. Thank you so much, Destiny. I'm gonna say that that's a birthday present for Reese the Beast. Rob says, I'm glad to see Aaron did not show up, just his stooge. I agree. APW says Morgan versus DDT. I'm here for it. Rob says, bring your Reverend. I don't know what you're saying there. Bosby already working a heel attitude. He did not want to shake hands with Allen or anybody else. Vane did clear the ring. Steve says Anthony versus Gun Show, also match of the year candidate. I agree. There's Destiny. Happy birthday, baby Reese. And wow, love to showcase real Memphis talent. I'm a little emotional. Amazing work. Heart, sweat, and dedication. Love always. Destiny, you have been there since day one. You have been there since at CW30 Wrestling when we had Hollywood Wrestling. So very, very cool. And now here we are. We couldn't wait to introduce new talent in Memphis Wrestling. And that was the entire point of the Wrestle Center. You guys have seen it from day one when it was being built. myself, King Cobra, the posse, so many people spent hours upon hours. Chris Bass, Jason Womack, so many hours in that building. And the first crop, I think we started with 2 or 3 people, and then it's grown into what it is today with over 20, and making their debuts on television, making their national television debuts on NBC. Unbelievable. So Destiny, thank you so much for that. Means a lot, and I know I'll let Maria know, and we'll pick something out. Probably wrestling. I got some videos I need to post of Reese watching wrestling today. Thank you, Destiny. Awesome. Rob says, I like sportsmanship like ROH. I was hoping for a Pure Rules main event, just like grappling. Tim Bosby could definitely do it, and I don't know that we have like a pure rule of a handshake, but it definitely is encouraged, especially in a situation where it's one of the showcases of what we do and how we train. Lurvy says, I made EPW promoter Neil Taylor chuckle when I ref the Hot Shots versus the flu shot, or I ref the Hot Shots as the flu shot. Ah, man, that's awesome. The flu shots. Mike Anthony's been killing it. Yes, the way you train those guys so well, you should charge them more. That's a good point, Rob. I think the tuition just went up. Ray Collins and Adamas Vane should come tag team against the Hot Shots. Hey, APW, show up at EPW Wrestling. Go to epwwrestling.com, and you'll probably see that match very, very soon, especially after what we've seen today. I've got just a couple of more minutes, and then we're going to get this party started. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. I know that the Stars of Tomorrow are extremely excited. All this stuff is going to be posted on the YouTube page, along with our Battle on the Ball Fields. We might have some highlights and clips from the Dave and Buster's event, but a lot of times, I don't know. I'm not sure what the footage looks like on that, so we'll check it. But definitely the Battle at the Ball Fields, and of course all today's matches are available in full. And tomorrow you can watch Championship Wrestling presented by CarShield. They have had some fantastic stuff on there as well. Let me see if there are any last questions real quick. Lurvy says he agrees with Steve G. There needs to be a challenge for belts involving Memphis and Championship Wrestling. It would be great. It totally could. I mean, eventually there could be some sort of crossover. We like to bring those guys in, and they brought Mike Anthony, Gun Show, Young Goats, and those guys in as well. So we are working together. But maybe it'll happen. We've seen EJ Sparks. We've seen Jordan Cruz. We've seen Peter Avalon. We've seen Anthony Io. So, I mean, there is a little crossover, but maybe what you guys want is more crossover. So I'll talk to Dave Marquez about that. Rob says AEW would have just buried the new guys. Oh, no, absolutely not. These guys are the future, guys and gals. When will the Clearwater defend the championship in Memphis? Wow, all right. That could definitely happen. But who would Clearwater defend it against? Walker Hayes versus Adamas Vane. Walker Hayes has not been seen on Memphis Wrestling in quite some time, so there might be an issue there, but Adamas Vane is there, willing and ready, I'm sure. Pretty sure we'll see him in action next week along with Ray Collins versus the Hot Shots, is what it looked like to me. Rob says the Gun Show. Do you think that they would send Jordan Clearwater all the way to Memphis to defend that championship against the Gun Show or Mike Anthony? I don't know, that's pretty brave. Let's be honest, we are partnered, right? However, if you send the champ out to Memphis to face its best, I don't know that that champ is coming back with the title. Especially if he's against the Gun Show or Mike Anthony, but that's just my opinion. All right, everybody. Once again, Dustin Starr here, wrapping it up, the live reaction, episode 89. If you have not seen it, that is legit. Their first time wrestling, definitely on television, and their first time wrestling in front of a live audience. Rob says maybe an invasion. Ooh. Who knows? Somebody mentioned Jeff Jarrett maybe appearing in Memphis Wrestling. It could definitely happen. Speaking of invasions. But all right, everybody, we're going to go party with baby Reese the Beast. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dustin. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Steve. Pay attention here. We're going to be posting all the videos. There's going to be some bonus footage from Ingomar at the Battle on the Ball Fields. Larry says, thanks, Dustin. Enjoy the weekend. Looking forward to seeing more new faces. Next week, you're going to see more new faces on the Stars of Tomorrow, part 2 of our Blockbuster Spectacular. I want to remind you that on Sunday, November the 13th, we are live at the Wrestle Center. Also, pay close attention to the social media, because now that the season premiere of Young Rock has happened, you're going to see a lot of behind the scenes videos, a lot of behind the scenes pictures, and all that kind of stuff. Very, very cool stuff. And if you missed Young Rock, gotta watch it, because you'll see a lot of familiar faces. Destiny says, thank you, much love to you all. Happy second birthday, Reese. Give her your daddy some cake. Oh, I can't wait to eat cake. This one I probably don't have to worry about getting smashed in my face. He'll probably smash it in his own. But all right, everybody, I will see you next week right here on our YouTube channel. Then I'll see you next Sunday live at the Wrestle Center. I can't believe already a brand new TV taping is coming around, and we have a really, really busy week. Stay tuned. I'm Dustin Starr. Happy Saturday. Saying so long, everybody. Oh yeah, I gotta show off my shirt real quick. Yeah, too wild. I don't think there's anything on the back, unless there's a kick me on the back. See you later, guys.